Goes downhill slightly. So Sean and Rosanna, they got married today, for better or worse. It's really quite appropriate, Sean. I don't believe you could have done any better. Rosanna, you certainly couldn't have done any worse, darling. Sean, you truly met your match in Rosanna. Anyone who's spent any time in their company can see they have what it takes to make a successful marriage. Rosanna certainly has the patience and understanding. And Sean, he has a wonderful woman. Seriously though, the relationship is truly something special. Spending time with them, it soon becomes apparent they clearly adore each other. Rosanna, I'm sure everybody here will agree with me, you look extremely exquisite today. And I'm sincere when I say, Sean, like you mentioned earlier, you are a very lucky man. Sean, also, I'm extremely proud and honoured to be stood here today as your best man. I appreciate that. There's no one else I'd rather make a tit of myself for, believe me. And have a drink of water for. Can't believe I'm drinking water. So, they say opposites attract. And I remember Sean once telling me that Rosanna is always in a good mood. So there's a good start. Clearly a long sweepstake bet over here. Really long. I also think she's very funny and good looking, Sean, so maybe opposites do attract. I've had the pleasure of knowing Sean since our first day together at university. And indeed we spent 5 years living together in London. From the start, Sean showed true initiative and would always save on his washing up by eating his food straight out the bowl and the pans they were cooked in. I quickly learned living with Sean that his idea of a balanced diet was to have a family-sized pack of crisps in each hand. Isn't that true? One of those things I clearly remember about those days was that Sean was one of the only people to have a computer in his room. Back in the day, when the only available websites were the BBC and porn, he came out of his room after 4 years to sit his finals. Not very well informed, but nearly blind.
Take your time, Jack, take your time.
How much are you giving me?
Quicker, the battery's going to run out of this.
I like to think that part of Sean's degree was really down to myself. Every morning I had to wake him up, drag him out of his bed and ensure he got to university. Granted, he would ensure that he would be driving me there, but I had to spend the whole journey listening to him sing the wrong songs and the wrong lyrics to songs all the way and convince him not to turn around and go to the pub. So Bill, I think you owe me one for that.
What's it about lying?
Yeah, right. Sean successfully achieved an upper second class in mathematics and business. He soon went on to avoid work by completing a master's before he moved to Watford. I will always be grateful to Sean's dad, thank you Bill, for allowing us after our studies to take off to Rhodes. Now if you take a look at me, I clearly look like I tan really, really well. So sunbathing is something I clearly enjoy. I mean, if I sit in the sun for quite a while, I might turn to white instead of blue. There you go. Anyway, the ultimate tanning machine is Sean. He sits there for hours and days on end. And I remember on the second day I thought I'd better go to the beach with him. After all, I'm here on holiday with him, I can't let him go down on his own. So I went down, sat on the sunbed next to him on the beach. And I was there for, I don't know, all of probably 2 minutes, I'd imagine, before the sun's killing me. And he's there, laid out, oil on, everything. And I remember saying to him, oh, I can't sit here, Sean, this is killing me. So I tried to have a conversation, asked him 3 or 4 questions. Not any of them did he reply anything other than Grant, just noises, which I think is sometimes quite normal for him, to be honest. But he gave me a load of noises. I said, seriously mate, I'm doing my utmost here to stay with you. Please at least have a conversation with me. And he said he can't have a conversation while he's sunbathing, because he ends up with little cracks in his face. And then the sun doesn't catch the cracks, and when he wakes up in the morning he's got wide lines. I'll tell you what, that was some lad's holiday, that was, hey? Unbelievable. although a lot of people thought it would never happen, Sean went on to join the working world. He started working centre at Watford, where he worked long hours and went on the occasional date. Good to see a few of you here today. Might need my running shoes, though. Sean is never happier unless he's engaged. In computer games, sorry. Despite clocking up weeks and possibly hours on Call of Duty, a PlayStation game, he recently turned down the opportunity to take part in a real-life revolution on the streets of Bangkok. And I'm on a civil partnership now. The stag festivities were swiftly moved to Cork, which on the plus side allowed for a few late joiners. In the weekend's major competition, Sean managed to pull an impressive 4 times, losing out to Nick, who picked the overly keen Chris in the fishing contest. So well done there. We recently went on stag number 2 around the streets of Rickmansworth. I overheard one of those rare male heart-to-hearts when someone was talking to Sean and telling him how he always knew that he'd end up marrying Rosanna, as, and I quote, "I always knew you'd end up marrying Rosanna, Sean. You've gone out with everyone else at work." Plus, and I'm not quite sure what it means, but plus, Nigel was beating you to Emma. Is Nigel here at all? I'm not quite sure. Either way, I'd like to offer my congratulations to Nigel. The evening's festivities were unfortunately cut a little short, when a slightly worse for wear stag left all his friends in the pub. He staggered a good 2 miles down the hill and gate crashed the evening's hen party. After getting his marching orders, he was safely tucked up in bed by 10:30. Impressive. I think he wants a Bailey's brandy tequila later on if anyone up there cares to buy him one. So, Sean and Rosanna's wedding. Rosanna, you truly deserve a good husband. Sean, it's a good job you married her before she bloody found one. Brilliant. Anyway, before any good wedding comes an impressive marriage proposal. For those of you who don't know, Sean proposed to Rosanna in Dubai. After securing a stunt ring for the deed, yes, you heard me, a stunt ring, and a custom search nearly ruining Sean's surprise on the way out, he gathered himself and waited for the perfect romantic moment and boldly asked Rosanna if she wanted to change her Facebook status to engaged. Can't believe that got on. I was extremely surprised today that the registrar did not propose you Facebook status married. They're on the long time.
Really long.
I must say that Sean's generosity knows no bounds, something I'm sure you agree with, Rosanna, and can vouch for. Only this week he gave me the stunt ring to be made into earrings for my wife on her 10th year anniversary. After today, Sean and Rosanna are heading off on honeymoon to the beaches of Mauritius and a safari break in South Africa. If I'd like to offer you any bits of advice, Rosanna, it really is don't talk to Sean while he's sunbathing. And don't poke the big cats. I nearly forgot actually, Sean, I got in touch with your old hockey captain to see if he had any words of wisdom about marriage for you. He said, Sean, no, not really, I think I can remember him. In fact, I can remember him. He was useless in absolutely every position. I hope that his wife has better luck.